I got bad news, boys, and you're going to want to sit down for this one. I need to pull my Evo's motor and trans back out. I made two small but very crucial mistakes when building this engine and putting the transmission in. These are the bearings that feed oil to the internal balance shaft, and since I did not rotate this, with deleting the balance shaft, I would have had an internal oil leak and lost oil pressure on first startup. So I need to pull the entire motor out so I can flip those bearings. And the second thing I forgot to do was dowels between the transmission and the motor. So sit back and enjoy and watch me completely disassemble my Evo in 10 minutes. According to the reviews, this OTC engine load leveler is pretty badass. Let's try it out today. Let's get it hooked onto the hoist and then go ahead and bolt it to the block on both sides of the cylinder head. Jack it up just a little bit, pull this bolt. Oh, this thing's moving like butter. Undo the trans on this side, start slowly dropping it down. This is the first time I've ever dropped the engine out the bottom, and dare I say, it is the best way I've ever done it. Going out the top is an absolute nightmare on the Evo. And this way was just so much better in how I will do it from now on. All right, let's get the engine on the stand. Seriously, this is the nicest level I've ever used. It moves like absolute butter with this block on here. And the handle feels pretty robust compared to my shitty Duralast one I had. And I can set it on down. Boom. Too easy, baby. If you want to grab this leveler, I'll leave a link in the comments or in the bio. Coolant, lots of coolant that I didn't think about. I'm going to show you how to remove an oil pan without damaging it so you can reuse it. Look for one of these surfaces where you have a protruding edge, and then I get a razor blade, trying to keep it as flat as possible against it, right? Because you don't want to damage or mar it. But boom, you see, I already created a little bit of separation in there. Now next up, I have this old really thin putty knife that I have sharpened to a point. Same thing, we can get in there and start working it around. Some people take a hammer and knock it against the pan. I'm really against that personally, because these are thin sheet metal pans and you can damage them easily and warp them when they're coming off. This way is much safer at just removing the sealant bond around the entire edge of the pan so it separates. I've only been at it for a minute, and there you see. There we go. Simple as that. I successfully removed the pan without damaging or marring the sealing surface in any way, shape, or form. Some pans might have a different type of sealant that is more stuck. You just got to be patient with it. But the same thing, take your razor blade, work at one of the accessible edges, then take your really thin, rigid is key, putty knife, keep it flush, and then just tap it around after you created a little bit of gap with your razor blade, and just work it around and being really patient with it until the pan comes off. I made a crucial fucking mistake on my spare 4G63 block, removing the balance shaft bearings. As you can see here, I got the tool completely fucking wedged and stuck in my spare block. Here is the stack up: expanding bearing adapter, expander assembly, adapter washer. This is where the issue lies. This is the outer bearing that is easy to access, and as you can see, it is just about 45 millimeters. Now the adapter washer that I initially used worked perfectly fine for this bearing, and if you measure it, it is 44.18 millimeters. The deeper balance shaft bearing is 1 millimeter smaller than the outer one. So this tool that is 44.18 millimeters got wedged in the fucking block. Here's my suggestion. So for the outer one, you're going to use the number 2, and for that inner one, you're gonna use the number 1. Now here's the crucial thing. This one is 0.18 millimeters too thick and will get wedged in the blocks. This one the kit comes with is too small because it only backs the center section and doesn't back this, and this one is 39.5 millimeters. We'll use this bushing driver as our adapter washer, and then thread the rod on. And as you expand this, it provides some backing to these outer pieces. I'm going to slide it back into the block and into the second bearing. I'm going to use the punch want to go through that roll pin, twist the handle to the right, and expand the expanders to get on the edge of the bearing. Thread on the extension handle, and I'm going to give it a few taps. And that is how you get out the rear balance shaft bearing without fucking your block. Go through the center of the roll pin with your punch, and now I can turn the handle to the left to loosen it, pull the tool out of the block, and I can fish all that out. And I can just fish this tool out one piece at a time. All right, I got the rubber out, bearing got pushed to the back, and that is also encapsulated. All right, there's a reason no one fucking shows this. It's hard to show, but the bearing is just barely bigger than the opening where you slide it out of the casting of the block. So I'm gonna try this pick and force it out. There we go. Boom, got it out. It is 44.08 millimeters. I watched a bunch of different videos on this topic, and rarely anyone actually shows you knocking out that rear balance shaft, and I know why now. So once again, learn from my mistakes, stay boosted,